So, today I got another idea given to me by Larry Weatherspoon. And this is, what if Orochimaru was Otsutsuki? Now, there's a couple ways we could go about this. But first, we gotta know what it means to be Otsutsuki. And the different ways it's possible. So firstly, you can become Otsutsuki genetically, as seen with Hagoromo and Hamura. Secondly, you can become Otsutsuki by the karma implanted into a dying Otsutsuki, and it either changes all of your genetic code, or you can be revived to come back with mostly Otsutsuki DNA. So, again, the karma can be implanted by a dying Otsutsuki to turn you into a vessel. And then finally, the last method to becoming an Otsutsuki is eating the chakra fruit after sacrificing an Otsutsuki to the chakra fruit. So, let's start with genetics. Both of Orochimaru's parents were killed off screen while he was young, leaving him an orphan. So it's very, very unlikely that his parents were Otsutsuki, but it's not impossible. Let's talk about the karma seal. So far, Ishiki's gone. Momoshiki and Kinshiki, by extension, are both sealed inside of Boruto. Kaguya is sealed away on the moon. Toneri is stuck on the moon, also sealed. Urashiki died sealing Toneri and then getting killed by Sasuke, Jiraiya, Naruto, and Boruto. All of Kaguya's descendants are dead. Hagoromo, Hamura, Indra, Ashura, the clan patriarch even fucking died. So with that said, maybe Kinshiki or Momoshiki could be extracted from Boruto, and maybe Kaguya could get unsealed from the moon. Now the only other way we could get an Otsutsuki out of currently being fucked is Toneri could have gotten help breaking out of Urashiki's 10,000 year seal. I think it's safe to say karma seals or sealing in general works the best on Otsutsuki so far. So, then let's talk about chakra fruit. Theoretically, from what we know, chakra fruit from the god tree regrows every 1,000 years. This means if you eat a chakra fruit and you gain enough power to fly, control time or space in some way, then you should be able to cultivate more seeds on other planets and do the same thing. Although actually planting the tree and growing it is said to take a millennia. So that will be a lot longer of a wait than just waiting for the fruit to regrow. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking. But Plasma, if you gotta wait 1,000 years just for the chakra fruit, and a millennia to grow the tree itself, everyone's gonna be dead by the time they get back, and they may get stronger too. Now this is true, but in the Narutoverse, specifically Boruto, they introduced time travel via the time travel turtle. This takes Boruto and Sasuke to meet young Jiraiya and young Naruto to fight Urashiki. So now that we have the basis set, here would be my most likely case for Orochimaru to become Otsutsuki. Now, in the real anime, Orochimaru leaves the village in his early 40s, which probably shocked a lot of you. As stated, Orochimaru and Jiraiya are both 50 to 51 in part 1 of Naruto, so Naruto was born 13 years before that. So Orochimaru is likely around 37 years old when he left Konoha, after Itachi joined the Akatsuki and whooped Orochimaru's ass. So with that being said, I got a special story. This is going to involve 2 of the methods I think someone can become an Otsutsuki. So right after Orochimaru leaves the village like he would normally do in his weird obsession-based research on all ninjutsu, this time, him and Kabuto would never meet Suigetsu, Karin, or Hyuga, and therefore, they wouldn't team them up with Sasuke. In this version, Orochimaru and Kabuto would still create the Sound Village and team up with the Sound Ninja, but this time Orochimaru and Kabuto would forcibly take Ariki with them, Denki's father in Boruto. The reason would be his intelligence. Orochimaru would use Ariki's help in making ninja tech, usually just like the same type of ninja tech Orochimaru made in the first part. Except, eventually, we'd start to see Ariki's genius shine through, creating the shinobi tools we know today. He would give them to Orochimaru, who would modify them further. So the Sound Genin would be stronger than Sasuke, and they would entice him through peer pressure into following Orochimaru's orders, just like how they do in the normal show. In this edition, the Zaku we normally see gets his arms ripped in half and then somehow fixed by the Chunin exams. So we're going to give him arm attachment so that he just doesn't get fucked up. And in his first fight with Sasuke, Zaku's fight with him in the Chunin exam forest, we're going to have an emergency vent on his arm tools. So when it gets plugged, this would ultimately lead to a tie with Sasuke, where Sasuke would go into a rage because he took a fucking L to Lee before the exams even took place. So he's double pissed now. This would make Sasuke seek Orochimaru in secret for actual training, not just using the curse mark. Sasuke would take time off for the first Chunin battles and train with Orochimaru, or after the first Chunin battles, my bad, to train with Orochimaru in sword fighting, snake summons, even genjutsu tricks, and he still would have trained with Kakashi to learn Chidori, but he wouldn't have learned it as quick due to his non-use of the curse mark in the Chunin exams, so Kakashi wouldn't know the seal was even there, so he wouldn't have any reason to break the seal. And Sasuke would ask to learn a specific jutsu that he had seen Kakashi do against Zabuza, the Earth Release Hiding Like a Mole technique. This would lead to Sasuke training Earth Release in Chidori during the day with Kakashi, and learning on the side with Orochimaru at night. Around this time, the second round of fights would begin in the Chunin exams, and just like normal, Sasuke is facing Gaara. By now, Sasuke would have unlocked his Sharingan's second Tomo, learned to summon Gamabunta, Crows, mastered Chidori, and mastered fighting with a sword. Now, I can't say mastered Chidori, he learned it. He wouldn't have mastered it, but he can infuse it into his sword. So, Sasuke would try everything at first. Summoning crows, using his tools like kunais and his sword. He'd even try to infuse the lightning release chakra into his sword for the first time, accidentally making a Chidori blade-like effect on his sword. To still no avail, Gaara would end up trying to sand coffin Sasuke, but just like in Naruto versus Gaara, Sasuke would summon Aota, the snake, to free himself from Gaara's sand prison. And since Sasuke can't talk no jutsu as good as Naruto, he's gonna realize quickly he has fucked up, and he will immediately use the curse mark and ask Orochimaru for help. Of course, Orochimaru wants Sasuke's body later on at this point, so he's gonna hand him over some chakra. This is just enough for Sasuke to throw kunai at Gaara, except all of the kunai miss. Unbeknownst to Gaara though, this is what Sasuke wanted to do. He had stuck his kunai in the sand next to a confidently standing Gaara in the middle of the exam room. Using substitution jutsu, he's gonna trade places with this kunai and cut Gaara with a Chidori-infused blade. Clearly shaken and actually wounded for the first time, On top of that, his sand, unable to take down Sasuke, will piss Gaara off even more than Sasuke was. Gaara is gonna immediately trap himself in the sand and use his sand eye to watch from the outside. After Sasuke attempted to break through the sand for long enough, Gaara finally makes some more moves after catching his breath and gaining more chakra. He throws out a barrage of sand attacks. Sasuke tries his best to avoid them, but he gets caught a fair share of times, just like in the normal show. After a long time of getting fucking destroyed, Sasuke's finally got an idea popping into his little peanut-ass brain. Gaara is running low on chakra. So instead of staying inside a perfect sphere of sand, he's now closer to the ground, making it more of a half sphere, covering half of Gaara, and where the rest of the sphere would be, it's stuck inside the ground. So Sasuke decided to ask Orochimaru for just a little bit more chakra out of this curse mark so he can try something. And after Gaara's sand, for a while longer, keeps him safe, Sasuke starts throwing everything he has at the sand, even activating his Sharingan to try to find weak points, and noticing literally 0 weak points. Sasuke gets what he's been looking for. Another moment where Gaara attacks with barrages from all angles with the sand again. Except this time, Gaara's attacking so much and he's so mad that he blinds his own sand eye from even seeing Sasuke under these attacks. So this opening allows Sasuke to use the hiding like a mole technique, go underground, grab Gaara's feet, and yank him into the ground. Unlucky for Sasuke, this would normally be a good technique. But this technique creates new sand that Gaara can manipulate, so Sasuke practically traps himself underground. At this point, Sasuke's getting fucking pissed, and he summons Aota again with the tiniest bit of curse mark chakra he has left. Gaara encases himself yet again in a stronger sand coffin, and he's now levitating above the ground a little bit to avoid ground moves. Sasuke instructs Aota to attack Gaara while at the same time dropping Sasuke off of Aota's head. Once Aota complies with this, Aota attacks Gaara from every angle Aota can while dropping Sasuke. This causes Sasuke to catch enough speed to use the Chidori with his blade for one final time to break a large chunk of Gaara's sand shield. Using this tiny millisecond opportunity, he throws a kunai into the sand shield before it can regrow just in time to blow up. You see, luckily for Sasuke, right before he summoned the Aota to come out of the ground, he put a paper bomb on his last kunai, and the next time he caught Gaara off guard, after finding out that he could even do this, this was the beginning of the end. This sends Gaara into a post-Chunin exam-like rage, almost identical to Gaara's fight versus Naruto. This causes Gaara to completely destroy the Chunin exam stadium, and now all of the teachers are trying to save the village from Shukaku and Gaara. Naruto would try to help finish Gaara, just like in the normal anime, but he would end up getting KO'd before summoning Gamabunta. So, Gamabunta can't help Naruto here. And while Sasuke would run in fear and seek Orochimaru, little did Sasuke know this was Orochimaru's whole plan, was to enter Konoha. And while Hiruzen's trying to stop Gaara, after enough time, Naruto would wake up out of anger and try to help Hiruzen snap Gaara out of his anger. But right after Hiruzen calms things down, Orochimaru would join and start fighting Hiruzen. Right after Gaara wakes up, Naruto's all good. So now Hiruzen is not only caught off guard, like in the normal anime, he's low chakra after successfully containing the one-tailed beast inside of Gaara. This would affect Hiruzen so much that when trying to kill Orochimaru this time, he won't even cut off his arms. He misses Orochimaru completely because of chakra exhaustion. This leads to Naruto hating Orochimaru after killing his grandpa right in front of him, chasing him down in one-tail cloak form until he sees Sasuke willingly join Orochimaru. And this will cause Naruto to go four-tail Kyuubi form, fighting Orochimaru at a standstill, just like in the normal four-tail versus Orochimaru fight. This leads to Orochimaru and Sasuke getting away, Obito training with Sasuke like usual. Mainly Shippuden's gonna remain the same, but during the pain fights, instead of killing Jiraiya by drowning, he dies on land. So this leads to Jiraiya getting revived along with everyone else in Konoha by Nagato. Other than that, it remains pretty much the same until the war arc. It's not known whether Orochimaru gets affected by Infinite Tsukiyomi. Whether or not he was, he could remain unaffected by it by just not standing in the sunlight when it's first casted. So in this timeline, that's what's going to happen. Obito's going to revive Madara, Kaguya's going to come back, but Madara will not absorb the God Tree. Now we know Orochimaru isn't particularly fast, but even then, we can't write Orochimaru off. Even without speed, this dude has modified ninja tools, insane IQ with knowledge of almost every jutsu, and immortality pretty much combined with the mentorship of Sasuke, one of the ninjas who fights Kaguya. So, Orochimaru is gonna use Earth Release to go underground while Infinite Tsukiyomi gets casted, rushing to the God Tree as soon as fucking possible. Once Madara is revived, Orochimaru is gonna absorb the God Tree, instead giving him just enough chakra to help Team 7 take down Madara. In exchange, after taking down Madara, Team 7 lets Orochimaru use the living corpse reincarnation technique on Madara so that they wouldn't have to fight Madara as much, they wouldn't have to waste as much chakra, and this would completely throw Black Zetsu off guard, who then impales Obito to revive Kaguya into Obito as the vessel. At this point, Orochimaru would be understandably pissed, using Madara's body. Orochimaru is going to use ninja tools to aid Team 7, absorbing Kaguya's jutsu, and then when Naruto uses reverse harem sexy jutsu, Orochimaru would take out Nagato's Rinnegan and Obito's Sharingan from Kaguya, would trade them with Naruto for Shizui's Sharingan, and then Orochimaru would activate Shizui's Mangekyo while using Nagato's Rinnegan to put Kaguya in limbo to fight with clones, while also trying to change Kaguya's mind with Shizui's Mangekyo. Not being able to change Kaguya's mind, they will ultimately seal Kaguya into the moon, normally how they do it. And Kurama is actually going to cloak DMS Kakashi's Susanoo. But with both Sharingan and now no time limit since Obito actually died and had his Sharingan removed, this leads to Jiraiya tanking the all-killing Ashbones in the final war arc, with Naruto and Sasuke finally sealing Kaguya into the moon. Orochimaru and Naruto are going to fall into a pretty big depression after Jiraiya's death, especially since they've actually gone to the war arc with Jiraiya. So they had more time to bond with Jiraiya. And Sasuke's going to release all of the tailed beasts, and Orochimaru is going to release Oriki back into Konoha. Now, technically, Orochimaru is still not Otsutsuki yet, so bear with me. Instead of just Boruto and Sasuke finding Karasuki, the time travel turtle, in this scenario, in the Boruto era, Orochimaru is gonna find it and bring Mitsuki with him, and then Boruto and Sasuke will follow soon after. Instead of Sasuke, Orochimaru is gonna use Madara's Rinnegan and Sharingan to undo Jiraiya and young Naruto's memories upon returning after pretty easily killing Urashiki. Orochimaru is going to want to keep the time travel turtle to study it himself and possibly use it. Sasuke agrees to this because of his connection, and the turtle never goes to the Konoha Museum or near Konoha. It stays with Orochimaru. And then when more Otsutsuki start appearing, Orochimaru is going to use the time travel turtle to go back to the War Arc and eat the chakra fruit again. This leads to Kaguya winning the current timeline as Orochimaru hides away for enough time to use the turtle again. So now we have a double amped Orochimaru who absorbed 2 god trees, has Madara's body, and has the time travel turtle. This is going to lead to Orochimaru creating a vessel out of his own body with Madara's DNA to come back a new lifeborn, killing the old Orochimaru. This leads to a 3rd god tree absorption. Another easy smackdown on Kaguya, and then destroying pretty much every other Otsutsuki that tries to fight after. Now, the only things I could see getting in the way of this theory, or what if, would be if other Otsutsuki could get to the fruit quicker, or if other Otsutsuki could find out to make the process quicker, making the god tree produce a chakra fruit faster. If either of those happens, chakra fruit idea is fucked, and goodbye Orochimaru. Like I said, there's obviously minor kinks in the story. I'm not a fucking storyline genius, but I thought this was pretty good. Hope you guys enjoy it, and if you did, have a good fucking day, and peace out, boys.